Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome to the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast.
It is indeed.
Back again.
Back again for another week of Netflix news and stuff and things that are happening
News doesn't
on Netflix.
stop, does it?
Never.
It doesn't take a break.
It doesn't. And it doesn't stop once we've recorded The Wave either, because it's quite often things happen after we've recorded The Wave, before The Wave comes out.
But that would happen whenever we recorded it.
True.
Because news never stops.
True, that is true, but I don't know, it's just annoying when it happens. It's like last week we did all that talk on password sharing, and then like the next day Netflix came out and said that's not true, none of that, that's all bullshit.
Maybe we'll talk about that.
So we'll talk about that again in a minute. How are you, Nick?
I'm pretty good. I saw something weird on my drive home from work today.
Okay, what did you see?
It was coming back through town.
Yeah.
Quite close to my house. And I stopped to let a pedestrian cross the road.
Okay. Very responsible of you.
And, well, there was a queue of traffic, like, literally just ahead. I was like, I might as well let this guy cross the road. And I thought, if I don't let you cross the road, you might curse me. Because he had a full-on, like, top hat and cloak.
Oh, really?
Like, he was dressed like a vampire.
Wow.
With, like, long hair and a little moustache.
Maybe it was a vampire.
Could have been. And there was a kid like on the other side of the road, and I nearly said, "Can you see that guy?"
You let this guy cross over towards a kid. You've just cursed.
No, the kid was on a bike.
So he could have got away from the vampire.
Unless the vampire turned into a bat.
Then the kid's got no chance.
But it was still light.
That kid might be dead now.
But it was still light, so I don't think he could have done.
It can't have been a vampire then.
He could have been a special vampire.
Special allowed outside in the daytime vampire.
Yeah. Well. It wasn't full on light.
Like Robert Pattinson style vampire.
It was just 4 or 5 o'clock, so it's getting dusky.
Dusky.
Yeah.
Maybe he's one of those sparkly vampires.
But it was full on, like, yeah, cloak.
Wow. Maybe it's a new fashion.
Shirt,
we've never been up on the fashion, me and you, so maybe
hat.
it's a new thing that's going around.
Maybe he was going to a party or
maybe. Lots of fancy dress parties start at 5 o'clock on a Thursday in February.
That's very true. It's very traditional.
It's a traditional time to have a fancy dress party.
Maybe he'd been to a really weird job interview.
Maybe.
As a vampire
Magician?
impersonator.
Magicians dress like vampires sometimes.
That's true. There's a magician in this week's movie.
There is indeed. Good segue.
Come back on Thursday and we'll talk about... I can't even remember what it's called.
It's called The Theatre of Fear.
Yeah.
If you believe some people, and The Midnight Horror Show if you believe others.
Sure.
Do you want to talk briefly about last week's film?
Yeah, it was a good film. I liked it. You didn't like it.
I didn't like it as much as you liked it. I think that's fair to say.
Call the whole thing off. I mean...
It's caused some contention again in the Discord. It's been very controversial, this show, in the last few weeks.
Yes.
I feel like we've caused lots of discussions.
No,
I feel like that's not stopping anytime soon.
I liked last week's movie.
Yeah, we've not agreed for a while, so it's...
Unfortunately, I have to share a stream table with you. So.
But it was funny because the week before you were taking all the hits because of something you'd said on the show in the Discord, and then this week I've taken quite a lot of the hits in the Discord
because everyone thought it was a good.
Because everyone thought it was a good movie except for me. So I mean, it just happens, doesn't it? It's the perils of movie watching. If everybody enjoyed everything, it'd be boring.
You made quite a good point actually, because I only just listened to it back today.
Yeah.
And you said, look, if there's something about a movie you don't like, everything's going to annoy you about it.
Yeah. As soon as you get turned off by something, you just pick up on everything else.
Whereas I'd gone with it and gone, I was the opposite.
Yeah, which is what I usually do, to be fair. I usually would just go with something and enjoy it.
I can let those things go.
Yeah. I think if somebody did a tally, I think I would have enjoyed a lot more of these movies than you did.
I think you would be more. You would be more. I don't know if you'd have enjoyed more. I think you would be more forgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come back on Thursday to listen to us talk about The Theatre of Fear.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a fun fucking episode.
And you chose it.
I did. It's my wildcard pick.
Your own volition.
For season 8. So
yeah,
I'm going to try and win the stream table with it.
But yeah, last week's movie was. I nearly said How I Met Your Mother.
No, it wasn't How I Met Your Mother.
I'm quite glad we didn't make that mistake last week. You are not my mother.
You are not my mother.
And
I have not met your mother.
Yeah.
Well, I have met your mother. I've not met other people's mothers.
Well, you've met some. It's not all the mothers.
I've not met all the mothers. It's just some of them. Have you got any
They'd
friends?
like you.
Have you got any
Yes,
friends?
a couple.
But you've never met their mothers?
I've got some friends I've never met their mothers. Yes, I think so.
I'm trying to think if I have. I don't think I have. Like, though I'd consider like close friends.
Okay.
I think I've met.
What if they're already dead? Then I've definitely not
You
met
kind
them.
of met them.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think all of my close friends, I think I've met their mothers. I'm not sure. What weird question.
How's your week been?
My week's been pretty boring, to be honest. I've not really done anything this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been on my own at work all week.
Is that good or bad?
Stressful,
Right.
but also fine.
All right.
Yeah, I've been doing the job long enough now to know what I'm doing with it. But
Yeah, man,
it gets a bit boring though when there's nobody. There's people around,
Okay.
but there's none of my people in my team there.
Good job you got the Discord. Not that I'm condoning checking that while you're
I
at work.
do it all the time. So I'm always in there.
But you should come and join our Discord if you've not already. Not
you.
Definitely.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
I started it.
Yeah.
I run it. Yeah, come and join the Discord. Chat to me when I'm bored at work. Because I'll be in there.
Talk about movies or anything you want.
Talk about anything you want.
Literally. No
No.
holds are barred.
Are any holds barred in the Discord?
Not that have been found yet.
We've never had to put an end to a conversation.
No.
I've never had to kick or ban anybody.
anyone.
Maybe that's a challenge for
I
somebody.
mean, you've come close to being banned.
I can't ban myself from my own Discord.
Just from your poor taste in movies.
I wonder if we could start a competition who can be the first person to get banned from the Discord.
Absolutely not. No, want
Challenge
more people to
is
come
out
in,
there.
not to throw people out.
Should we do some Netflix news?
Yeah, sure.
Where should we start?
Shall we start with, I think the third week in a row we're going to talk about password sharing.
Yeah, we are.
It's the hot topic.
It's the only thing that's keeping Netflix in the news just lately.
If you will. On Netflix. And there has been an update since last week. And that is that from today, February the 9th.
Yep.
Netflix has officially launched the next stage of the crackdown, as every article calls it, on sharing passwords.
Yeah.
Because they have launched the buy an extra member option in these countries: Canada, New Zealand, Portugal, and Spain.
Yeah.
If you are on Netflix standard or premium plan in those countries, you can add an extra member sub account for either one or two people who you don't live with.
Yeah.
If you do that, you will get your own profile, personalized recommendations, login, and password. That will cost you an extra $7.99 in Canada, $7.99 in New Zealand, €3.99 in Portugal, and just over the border in Spain, €5.99
Why is it more expensive in Spain than Portugal?
per month per person.
It's almost the same price as a basic account.
Yeah.
So you're paying the basic account for the premium features.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why it's €2 more in Spain than it is in Portugal. There must be a tax thing or
If you're
something.
Spanish, let us know.
Yeah.
Netflix have said a Netflix account is meant to be shared in one household. People, this is in brackets, who live in the same location as the account owner. People who are not in your household will need to sign up for their own account to watch Netflix. This is now on the customer help section of Netflix's website. As we've discussed before, a company will begin to block devices if it detects they're being used by someone outside the account holder's primary residence after a certain number of days. However, they have not said how many days that will be.
No.
Although we do believe there will be a requirement to sort of log in every month or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the rollout has begun.
They're estimating there's 100 million non-paying households worldwide.
Yeah.
That's a lot of non-paying households that they need to, even if they could get 1% of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot of new accounts that
they've got something like 240 something million subscribers
worldwide, yeah.
Yeah.
And then an extra 100 million that are not paying.
Yeah.
Even if they get 10% of those people, that's 10 million new accounts.
Oh, good God. Imagine what the budget for Red Notice 2 is going to be. I don't think this is necessarily a good move.
No, it's really interesting, and it's a story that's moving all the time. But I was saying at work today, I'm not sure why they've not just pulled off the Band-Aid and done it all at once, get the bad press out for a couple of weeks.
Me too.
But it's got to be a shareholders thing, isn't it? They don't want to take that hit all at once.
Yeah.
Of all those lost members, because people are going to.
But they want to say, don't they? We've made this change in the final quarter of financial year 23.
Yeah.
Hopefully see a bit of a boost there, or to spread the initial.
I think it's to spread the initial loss, but also if they're I was saying this today, if they're losing members in Canada from today, and then next month they launch it in the UK, by the time they start losing members in the UK, people from Canada might be coming back, which levels the curve slightly. Yeah. So rather than take that big hit all at once.
Two countries with a similar population.
Yes. And rather than take that big hit all at once, you take it slowly. You're going to get bad press for a longer period of time, but Netflix are always going to get bad press anyway.
Sure.
There's a media bias against them.
We'll come on to that later.
Okay.
With the final news story. But that is an interesting point.
There's definitely a media bias against Netflix. I've been saying it for a while. Okay, yes, we don't really want to spend much more time on it until it really launches, till it affects us, I guess. But
yeah, but if we have got listeners all over the world,
of course we have.
Just drop us a email.
Yeah, if you experience this, or
a tweet,
or an
Instagram on your experiences, if this is affecting or
because we still don't really know how they're going to police it, if they're even going to police it,
sure,
or how they're even knowing where the primary because they call it primary location. They're not even calling it primary household.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes you wonder if they're doing it on like GPS or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, moving on. We'll talk about it more when it's more relevant.
Next week, probably. Listen, you might need to sit down for this.
Okay, I am sitting down.
Good.
I'm quite lazy.
That is the news that Love is Blind UK is on its way to Netflix.
I'm going to be honest with you, Nick. I didn't know that was not already a thing.
Me neither.
I just assumed it had always been a thing. Okay.
Love is Blind UK will launch on Netflix in 2024.
Okay.
And it will see singles from up and down the country take a much less conventional approach to dating by going on multiple blind dates in the hope of building a meaningful connection. Guess what?
What?
You can apply.
Can I?
From today.
Should I?
I don't know. If you're interested and over 18, that's literally the only two qualifiers you need to meet.
I'm definitely over 18. Whether I'm interested or not is another question.
Then you can sign up at shortaudition.com.
Right.
To fill in the application form.
Cool.
So go and do it if that is interesting to you.
It's not really. I'm not going to lie. I wonder who's going to host it in the UK.
Who do you think it would be? I think it would be Maya Jama.
Oh. Doesn't she do Love Island now, though?
Yeah, probably. She does everything. And Noel Edmonds.
I would probably watch it if it was Noel Edmonds. I'm not going to lie. Realistically, though, it's probably going to be Mo Gilligan or one of the people from JLS or something like that. JLS, are they still a thing?
I think one retired to be a farmer.
No, okay.
I think that's all I know about JLS.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Next.
Squid Game news. It has been announced this week that a virtual reality Squid Game experience is coming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Netflix.
Tell me more.
Netflix is working with a VR company on the Squid Game experience. This project is in the works with Sandbox VR.
Right.
And within this, fans can look forward to participating in the challenges from the Netflix program. It is said by the streamer to be fully immersive. And later this year, viewers will be able to try out challenges for themselves and also be able to make highlight reels of their own in-game reactions and share their Squid Game VR experiences with social media followers.
Okay, that's interesting.
The Sandbox VR founder/CEO, Steve Zhao, says, our mission is to bring people closer together through world-class immersive experiences. And what could be a more perfect fit than Squid Game, the most widely shared and discussed television series of the past years.
That's true. You can't deny that it is the most widely shared and discussed television series of the past years. Past years.
Yeah, he closed by saying it's an amazing opportunity for us to partner with Netflix to provide these fans the chance to transport themselves into the world of the show. I mean, what I will say for Netflix is, clearly Squid Game was a huge hit. And my God, are they jumping on this as fast as they can possibly produce a game and a reality TV series and a second series that hasn't even been written yet. But
do you think they are doing it fast? It surprises me that nothing Squid Game based is even on Netflix yet, apart from Squid Game.
At the scale they're doing it,
there's a lot of stuff coming.
No, but I mean, the sheer scale of that reality TV show.
Yeah.
I think they absolutely the pedal is to the metal.
Yeah, 100%.
With that. We'll see that before the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. But it's been like what? How long has it been since Squid Game now? 2 years? 3 years? 3 years this year?
I don't think it's that long. Maybe.
It was early pandemic.
Yeah.
Maybe, was it 2020? 2021?
One of them.
Don't know. Just seems like it went away for a little bit.
But you can't do it on a small scale. That's
No,
what I'm
you've
saying.
got no.
So
I'm supposed to have not done like a anime or a cartoon or something you can produce quick. Just get it out there and just keep people talking about Squid Game. Making of anything.
yeah, that's true.
Just something out there to keep people talking. But people are always talking about it. But I'm surprised there's nothing on Netflix to keep their content moving on there yet. But it's definitely all coming.
Yeah, that's true. You probably could have done more in terms of, like you said, behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Interviews. You could easily have done. And it's what Netflix does loads of. A sort of talking heads.
Yeah.
Oh, how did we put it together, and what was it like when it became such a huge success?
Yeah.
Squid Game, the real story, or something.
Yeah, something. But no, they've never really put any other content out other than the show. I guess when season 2 comes and this reality show comes, Squid Game's going to become a massive franchise. It just seems to have taken a while to get there.
Yeah.
Next.
We've talked quite a while back, I think, about the upcoming Netflix action comedy movie, Back in Action, because it is Cameron Diaz's return from retirement.
Yes, I do remember this.
Which she will star in alongside Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Well, more people have been added to the cast over the past couple of weeks. One of those is Andrew Scott.
Okay.
People like him, don't they?
People love him.
Kyle Chandler.
Okay, yeah, people love him too.
And Glenn Close.
Wow, people definitely love her.
Also, Jamie Demetriou is on board.
Okay, that's a name I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Quite the in with Netflix, this guy.
He seems to have just lately.
He has his comedy special upcoming as well.
Mm.
Yeah, those castings reported by Deadline this week. A reminder, it is Cameron Diaz's first movie since 2014.
Yeah, she retired, didn't she?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which still kind of gobsmacks me that she's not made a movie for 10 years, because I feel like I have seen her.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like she's been away, but she obviously has. Good for Jamie Demetriou. I want all the good things to happen to that guy.
Sure.
And it seems like it is happening.
I think maybe this should have been our and finally story.
Okay.
But it is the final Netflix news of the week. And I don't know if someone is just doing a wind up here.
Right.
But this week on his Brilliant Idiots podcast, Andrew Schultz, who is a co-star in the currently table-topping Netflix movie You People.
Yeah. That's the Jonah Hill movie, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Eddie Murphy has claimed that a kiss in the movie between Jonah Hill and Lauren London was CGI'd.
Okay. That's interesting. Why would he say that if that was not true?
Well, I'm not sure. He says...
But why would it also be true?
Yeah, exactly. He said on his podcast, it's CGI, I swear to God, son. I was there, I watched the wedding, spoiler alert, and I see them go in for the kiss, and their faces stop like this far.
Why?
apparently he was holding his hands about 6 feet apart. But in the movie, which doesn't seem right, that seems too far. But in the movie, you can see their faces come close, and then you see their faces morph a little bit into a fake kiss. I want to watch this movie now just to analyse the scene.
I wonder if
neither Netflix, Jonah Hill, or Lauren London have commented on the authenticity of the kiss.
It seems a stretch.
We don't need to be CGI-ing kiss. I don't believe this.
I don't think I do.
I think he's on a wind-up.
Why would it be?
COVID?
Oh, I hadn't even considered that. Yeah, maybe.
Or
yeah,
health reasons?
Yeah, I guess it's possible. Now you've said that, I hadn't even considered that. I tell you what, we will never know the answer.
Will we not?
No. Because even if somebody comes out and says it, who do you believe?
Well, I suppose so.
You're never going to know for sure. Unless somebody does like a making of you people. What's it about? It keeps popping up on my algorithm, but I don't know much about it.
It's basically, it's Jonah Hill, isn't it? Trying to be accepted by his girlfriend's family, I believe.
Right,
with their relationship.
Okay.
I've seen the trailer. The trailer looked fine. I don't know if I want to watch the movie. But yeah, that is CGI kisses. Who'd have thought that'd be the controversy of the week? You like horror films.
I'm excited by this story.
Of a certain type. And I feel like this would excite you. So you've got in there first. I feel like you know what I did last summer would have been right up your alley back in the day.
Back in the day it was, yeah. Seen it more than once.
So you might be interested then in knowing that in the works is a sequel.
Wow. That's got to be, 25 years ago? 20 years ago?
I want to say it's 98 or 99.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I reckon 25 years.
It was after Scream, so Scream was 96. So yeah.
Interestingly, it is a sequel with the original cast.
Oh,
that
wow.
is in the works.
Okay.
As Sony has confirmed it is planning to resurrect I Know What You Did Last Summer with the original cast on board. And apparently negotiations are quite advanced with Jennifer Caton Robinson to direct. You might recognise her name because she directed for Netflix last year Do Revenge, which was the high school revenge flick starring
You've started a sentence.
Uma Thurman's daughter from Stranger Things.
Yep.
And someone else. Which is supposed to be really good.
Okay.
And this could be her next project. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr. are in talks to reprise their roles in the movie. Apparently the pitch by the producers and director blew studio executives away.
It didn't.
That's all. Look, it might have been amazing.
Yeah.
But how good can a 25 years later movie of I Know What You Did Last Summer be?
I mean, I Know What You Did Last Summer
Really?
is okay. It's not a great movie.
Sure.
I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is even worse. So how do you pitch a 25-year sequel starring a couple of, frankly, old people who haven't made anything decent for a long time and blow a movie studio away?
I'm not sure. On a comeback trailer, Freddie Prinze Jr. did a Christmas film for Netflix.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
this Christmas, just gone.
I don't think I've thought of Jennifer Love Hewitt for 20 years. But
I mean, don't know if she has.
Probably not. I'm excited for that just because it's silly, weird horror. It's a weird story. It's like I'm excited for next month's Scream 6 to come out because it's just going to be so ludicrous. It's the same sort of thing. They've just got to go batshit crazy with it.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't know. People are crying out for that.
No, they're definitely not. They're definitely going against the Scream sequels of thinking Scream's making some money here. We've got a franchise from the same sort of time period. Yeah. Let's just see what we can make from it.
Other news that I know will make you happy. It's not tailored to you, this news section, but these last couple of articles probably are.
Seems to be.
And
this is exciting.
I'm excited by this as well.
Yes.
And that is news that officially, again, this has been rumoured for a while, but J.J. Abrams and Warner Brothers have confirmed that they have started work on an adaptation of Billy Summers, which is a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, it was one of his most recent.
I just read it recently.
Okay.
I've
read it
I've
as well.
got to say, it's probably my favourite Stephen King thing I've read for quite a lot of years.
It's the best thing he's written in a long time. It is. Even I would agree with that.
I really
Probably
enjoyed
since
it.
11/23/62, whatever
Don't
it's
think I've
called.
read that one.
That's probably the best thing he's written. But since then, this is probably, Billy Summers is great.
Yeah, I think it's a great book, and I'd really be interested to see how they bring that to the screen.
It's going to be interesting as well because people write off Stephen King as a horror movie writer or a horror movie.
It's a crime movie.
This is a crime. Yeah, there's no horror.
It's
in this
a crime thriller movie about a hitman.
Yeah, there's no
doing
horror.
one last job, and then the results
of that job. It's a really interesting book. It's a really good book.
It is. It's just
and it would adapt
really
beautifully to the screen, I think.
There's a lot of. I can see why the role would attract people because it's not a one-man movie, but it is a meaty role.
Yes, 100%.
And people are maybe putting two and two together and making four, but Leonardo DiCaprio's production company are also involved with this. So rumours abound that he is circling the lead role.
I'm not against that at all.
Yeah,
I'm genuinely not. When you think of having read Billy Summers, when you think of that character, I could see Leo doing that.
Yeah, I didn't realise J.J. Abrams hasn't made a movie since 2019, the last Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh, really? Wow.
There you go. Originally, apparently, this was conceived as a 10-part miniseries, but is now going forward as a standalone movie.
Yeah, I think a miniseries is too. There's not enough story there for a miniseries. I don't think you can do that in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm excited for it. JJ's one of my favourite film makers. Stephen King is obviously my favourite author. He does make great things.
Some people's.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. There's lots of good Stephen King news coming just lately. I like it. I like it a lot.
Good.
I'm reading Fairy Tale at the minute. It's really good.
I do have that. I've not started.
I'm just over halfway now, and it's good.
Okay.
It's really good. It's like a Dark Tower on light. It's a light Dark Tower. I'm intrigued to see where it's going.
I'm reading Louis Theroux's autobiography.
Okay, how's that?
Really interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bet it is, actually. I bet he's had a really
interesting.
interesting life.
Yeah. And the whole, getting involved with Jimmy Savile is really interesting.
I might have to borrow that off you when you've finished. That sounds good. What's it called?
Got to get through this.
I knew there was going to be a pun in it.
I'm just in the midst of all him making his Scientology movie, which is also fascinating.
Oh, that's a really good
it's a good movie.
Documentary as well.
Yeah. Okay. I mentioned earlier, or you mentioned earlier, the alleged anti-Netflix media
bias. They're 100%. This story proves it.
And
I've pointed this story out to somebody from our Discord at work today.
It's interesting that it's kind of not snuck out. I mean, Disney have done their first quarter investor call, and
I thought you said investicle then. I was like, what's that?
got a poorly investicle, and they basically announced that in the starts this year and the end of last year, they have lost 2.4 million subscribers from Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That's not in the news.
No.
You have to look pretty hard for this.
Yeah, 100%.
Bit of news.
They're also laying off staff.
Which is,
7,000 employees are going to get laid off.
Yeah, very interesting. But
it's the first time they've lost subscribers since they launched.
Yes, it is. And they're still, I think we've mentioned this before, their plan was always that they wouldn't be in profit.
Yes.
For Disney Plus until I think 2024.
Yeah, I think so.
Which will soon roll around, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, all of that sort of bad news has kind of seemed to have been plastered over by the fact they're making a Frozen sequel.
Yeah.
And a Zootopia sequel.
Yeah.
And Toy Story 5. That's the lead on all of these news stories.
Yeah, and if that was Netflix, they would be the buried part, and the loss of subscribers would be in their headlines. It's crazy how obvious it's getting, and I don't know why. And they're not even saying that they're new installments in the Frozen and Zootopia franchises. So these are going to be one of what used to be straight to DVD sequels that are now going to be straight to Disney Plus sequels. And then Toy Story 5 was always going to happen.
I just don't. I'm not sure on some of the strategy because we talked again before about how they released Strange Worlds end of last year. Didn't do very well in the cinemas, and they just dropped it on Disney Plus. Like, which is weird. And then you had like Encanto the year before, which started off slow and then became a huge word of mouth hit, which is also what happened to the original Frozen. Yeah. And it's I don't know. It seems a bit scattergun. Some of the whole Disney Plus. What do we start on there? What do we put out into the cinemas?
What we should point out is Disney is a much more horrible company than any other streaming services. As a company as a whole, Disney's just rancid. And that was one paragraph in that whole news story is about them losing subscribers.
Yeah.
Who controls the media? It's a conspiracy theory that I'm going to tie my hat to.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I noticed you had your tinfoil hat.
Cool. Good news. Is that it?
That's all the news.
Good news work. Well done. I enjoyed that. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I have been watching something which I think is good.
Okay.
I've kind of watched 3 episodes, and I want to watch more. I think it's good, but it's odd, and that is Physical 100 on Netflix.
I've heard of this. Yeah. I have no knowledge of what it is.
Well, it's kind of people lazily going, it's Squid Game.
Right.
But real. But it's not. It's an athletic competition.
Like gladiators.
Kind of. I mean, there's 100 people who start in this competition. They're from all walks of fitness life, I guess. So you've got professional sports people, but rugby players, wrestlers, athletes, martial artists, MMA people, but also like mountain rescue guys, firemen.
Right.
There's a prison guard.
There's nobody in there like me and you.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
But people from walks of life, but people who are all fucking fit.
Right. It's full of fitties.
Yeah. And it's a Korean reality TV show.
Yeah.
It's basically a knockout competition. I presume one will be left standing at the end.
Got ya.
And the first task is that they just have to hang from some bars the longest.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. And, who can hang for the longest, and then the second one is they have to fight over a ball in an arena, but anything goes, so you can smash each other, and whoever's got hold of this ball at the end of the 3 minutes goes through, and the other person gets sent home.
Right.
And I'll see what else happens in it. I think my only hesitation is, and this is Netflix's formula all over. There's a lot of guff in there.
Do you get the same scenes repeated 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just can't get on with the action. I know you've got to try and get some of the personalities across.
Yeah.
But the first episode is just 40 minutes before anything happens. It's literally people just walking into the room.
Oh, I think I'd have turned it off. That doesn't sound like my sort.
But the actual games are awesome.
Right.
But
this takes too long to get to them. How many episodes have we got?
Oh, interestingly, they are not released all at once.
Oh,
so
really?
I think there's 6 maybe currently, and then there's a couple more next week, and then the final one.
Oh, that is interesting.
Later on in February. It's Netflix
you don't sound
playing
too hot
around.
on it.
No, I've enjoyed it, but I've fast forwarded a couple of times.
It's good to be doing while you're doing something else, I guess.
Yeah.
You can have it on in the background. Got you.
I'm not as interested in the talking heads bit and the
finding out who these people are. Don't care.
Cut me straight to the action, please.
Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it.
I also have not watched a lot this week. I still haven't watched anything on Netflix.
Okay.
Which is weird. There's just nothing grabbing me on that streamer at the minute, which is bad for somebody who hosts a podcast on Netflix. But so I've done something which I don't do very often. We've just thrown a lens wipe at me. I went over to Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched a show called The Devil's Hour. Have you heard of The Devil's Hour?
I don't think so.
It was actually mentioned last week on the show, so you have.
Oh.
I think it was Wayne mentioned when we were talking about best child acting performances. He mentioned the kid who's in The Devil's Hour was his choice, I think.
Okay.
Because he's creepy as fuck. I watched the whole series.
Yeah.
This week. It's on Amazon Prime. It's Doctor Who. Peter Capaldi's new show.
Oh, right. Okay.
He's in it. He plays like the baddie. It's good. 6 episodes. Pretty sneaky. It's a horror show, definitely. It's about a lady who wakes up at 3:33 every morning.
Okay.
Without fail. She always wakes
Sort
up
of
at the
bit
same
annoying.
time. And she keeps having flashes of memory to stuff that she hasn't experienced.
Right.
And it's her trying to come to terms with that and figure out what the hell's going on in her life. And she has a son who has no emotion.
Okay.
Didn't even cry when he was born.
Okay.
Doesn't cry, doesn't smile, doesn't get happy,
I
doesn't
know a
get
guy a
sad.
bit like that.
Me too. Doesn't cry, doesn't get happy, doesn't get sad, just lives.
Right.
And it's how they deal with that and her waking up at 3:33 every morning. And then Peter Capaldi's character comes in and he gets involved. And the final episode, I'm going to bring up Lost quickly. We always joked about Lost that somebody should sit in a chair at the end and just explain everything to you. That's what happens in the final episode of this show. But it's really good and it's really well done. I can't really tell you what it's about without giving away
That's fine.
what it is.
I feel like you're more intrigued than really enjoyed it.
I wouldn't say I massively enjoyed it, but I was really satisfied by the end of it.
Okay.
So it told a good story, and it's only 6 45 minutes episodes, so it flew by.
Okay.
I did 2 a night for 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but it's good, and it's all wrapped up nicely at the end. The explanation makes sense of what's been happening to these people.
Cool.
And it's just it's loopy enough for it to actually be intriguing to me. It's a little bit batshit crazy.
Got ya.
And they've also left it open so they could bring it back if they needed to. There's ways you could bring it back. I would recommend it if you're in the market for a 6 episode 45-minute show.
Okay.
I would recommend it. Peter Capaldi's fantastic, but he always is.
Exactly. He's reliable.
He's very reliable. So it's on Amazon Prime in the UK, I presume. I think it's an Amazon original, so I assume it's going to be on Amazon Prime everywhere. But check it out. It's good.
Excellent.
It's very British cop drama.
Okay.
Which I don't usually do, but it's not a cop drama, but it has the feel of a cop drama. There are cops in it, but they're not the main characters. But that's pretty much all I've watched because I've done that. I can't think of anything else I've watched. I've not been to the cinema. I didn't do any films over the weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch The Whale on Monday.
Oh, excellent.
Today, when this film comes out.
I'll be interested to see what you think of that.
I'm really excited to see how that comes out.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I think I'm done.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to go through quickly the Netflix top 10?
I think we should, because I feel like we've not done that for a long time.
We've just said we're not really watching anything on Netflix. So we should probably find out what people are watching.
Let's check in.
Shall we do the global or the UK?
I think let's do global.
Let's do global. Global.
Because we are a global show.
We are indeed. Global top 10 of films in the English language for the week of January the 30th to February the 5th. That's how they actually split down these tables. Number 10 is a movie called Inheritance, 3rd week on the charts. Any ideas what that is?
It's Lily Collins.
Oh, yes. I hear it's quite good. It's 10th in the charts. Got to be all right. Number 9 is Flushed Away.
Yeah. Flushed Away's all right.
Flushed Away's fine. Even I've seen Flushed Away.
Aardman animation,
It is, yeah. Even I've seen that. Number 8 is Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery movie. 7th week in the charts.
Yeah, hanging in there. That's
there.
good.
It's a good movie. It's fun. Bloodshot is at number 7. That's Vin Diesel.
That looks horrendous. I'm just looking at the poster. It's a glowy Vin Diesel.
He's got loads of holes in him.
Where holding a couple of weapons. I presume maybe that was in his downtime between Fast and Furious movies.
Maybe. Number 6 is The Hurricane Heist.
Okay.
Any ideas?
None whatsoever.
Not me. Looks fun though.
10.12 million hours that was viewed for this week.
It was. I might check out what that is. That poster makes it look like a bottom of the stream film. It's got the fonts and the.
It really does, yeah.
It really does.
Some kind of bank robbery going on midst a hurricane.
It looks like it. I might check that out. It sounds like my sort of thing. First week on the charts, 10 million hours. True Spirit is number 5.
I have seen the trailer for this because this has popped up in my algorithm.
Okay.
It's like I don't know if it's a true story, but it is the story of a teenage girl sailing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's around the world, but
she's sailing somewhere.
Certainly solo sailing.
Okay. She's going to fall off that boat. Number 4 is Sniper Ghost Shooter.
Sniper's one of these franchises where there's about 1 million of them.
Yes.
This particular one appears to star Billy Zane. Do you remember him?
Yeah, just about.
And Dennis Haysbert.
Dennis Haysbert, always think of as the president from 24.
Yeah.
I was looking at that bloke then, and I was like, "Who's that? He looks really familiar."
Yeah, because you're Billy Zane
I'm
blind.
Billy Zane blind.
We've established this previously.
I am, and I still didn't recognise him then. Number 3, as always, there's a Minions movie in the top 10.
Yeah.
Minions: The Rise of Gru, which I think that's the new one, isn't it?
I've no idea.
I think it's the prequel, like what Gru was like as a child. Number 2, Pamela: A Love Story.
I would quite like to check this out at some point. So
Do it.
this is the Pamela Anderson documentary that she has been involved in.
Yeah, she's told her side of the story.
Yeah. And I've read a couple of interviews in the last couple of weeks with her, and some of the stuff she's mentioned in there has just been like, I think I want to go and watch this documentary.
Yeah, I must admit I'm quite intrigued by it as well.
She said there was one interview I read with her, and she was recounting a time. Presumably this comes up in a documentary. I've not watched it, like I said, where she came home one night from work.
Yeah,
and there was a woman in a living room,
right?
A French woman.
Okay,
and she basically told her she loved her, and then slit her wrists in front of her.
Oh my god, Jesus! Imagine that. That's awful.
And
wow,
yeah, quite a life this lady.
Yeah, she really has. She really has.
I have not seen it yet, so I've heard good things. I will try and check it out at some point. It's its first week in the charts. Pamela: A Love Story.
Well, let's check it out. We'll both do it. Number 1, quite predictably, I think 65 million viewing hours this week, is You People, previously aforementioned, starring Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy. 65 million is the equivalent of about the rest of the top 5 put together.
Yes.
So that shows what's going on Netflix just lately. I won't be checking this out. Are you interested?
I think there's potential for me to check it out maybe over a weekend if I've got nothing else to watch. But I don't think I think it'd be in the conversation. I don't know if it'd win the battle of the remote control. Put it that way. Look, I've seen the trailer. The trailer looks fine.
It's doing.
My suspicion is the best bits are all in the trailer.
I think you might be right. 65 million in its second week.
Yeah,
it's big numbers.
I don't really like Jonah Hill or Eddie Murphy.
No, I don't either. That's why I was exactly.
So I don't know if I'd want to watch a whole movie with them.
But yeah, that's exactly why I said I won't be watching it. TV? Should we run through TV in the English language?
Yeah, let's do that.
Currently at number 10 is New Amsterdam season 3.
Okay.
All of New Amsterdam appears to have appeared onto Netflix in some countries. But it was originally an Amazon original.
Oh,
because I watched the first 2 series on Amazon.
What's New Amsterdam?
It's a hospital drama.
Okay.
It's New Amsterdam Hospital in New York.
Okay.
They get a new director of medicine, and then in the first episode, I think he gets cancer.
Right.
And then it follows that. The first 2 seasons, I didn't know there was a third season, but it was all on Amazon Prime. So I assume it's just appeared on Netflix.
Interesting.
Whether it lost its contract there or what, I don't know. But all of it's in the charts. So season 3 is at number 10. Free Ridge season 1 is at number 9. Any ideas what that is?
I do not.
Not me.
Looks like some sort of teen
drama
thing.
That 90s Show season 1.
Have you checked that out?
Yes, I should have mentioned this earlier.
Yeah?
in what we've watched.
I never really watched that 70s show apart from the old episode.
I used to watch that 70s show.
I thought you did.
Not religiously, I don't think, but I think I've seen most of it.
Fair share of it.
Fair share of it. I watched 1 episode of that 90s show. I watched the first episode, and I thought, I'm not going to go back to that.
Okay.
It's not for me. It feels really dated because it's a on-set sitcom shot in front of a studio audience with a laugh track. The laugh track's really obtrusive, and because you don't really see them anymore.
That happens with some of those shows. It always did.
And then when all the stars appear in the first episode, so obviously the 2 main guys, the grandparents are in it. Kurtwood Smith and I don't know the lady's name.
Deborah Rupp.
Deborah Jo Rupp.
That's it.
And then, so as soon as they appear on the screen for the first time, the crowd go mental and start cheering. So everyone stops and waits for the music, for the crowd to stop cheering. But then 2 minutes later, Topher Grace turns up. So the crowd go mental again. And then at some point in the episode, the ginger one from Orange is the New Black, who used to be in that 70s show, she shows up.
Yeah.
The crowd go mental for her again. Then Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher show up. And the crowd, and the whole thing's just the crowd cheering, but there's nothing happening in this show. It's just the crowd cheering like crazy. Obviously, the Danny Masterton doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And then Fez shows up at the end of the first episode, and again, it's all crazy. So it finished, and I was like, I ain't watching any more of that.
I've seen everyone come back.
I've seen everyone come back. It was really off-putting. It was really obtrusive. And then later on, I was bored, and I was like, I wonder if the second episode's any better, because these stars are not going to be in these from now on. They're only in that first episode. So I watched the second episode, and it wasn't as bad, but I'm not going to do it anymore.
Okay,
I'm done with it.
I think that sounds like you've given it a
fair try, I think, but I can't see it being successful. I don't know who it's aimed at.
Okay.
I mean, the people who were watching that 70s show are our age now.
I believe the second series has already been...
Yeah, it has. But I don't know who's watching it. I mean, because it's obviously aimed at a teen audience, because it's a teen drama, but it didn't feel very 90s either. I'm going to put that out there.
Okay.
They hadn't decorated the house. The house set was still exactly the same.
Right.
But obviously it's 20 odd years later. You would have decorated. It just felt weird. It just felt weird to me, and I'm not going to watch anymore.
Fine.
Number 7, New Amsterdam Season 2. Vikings Valhalla Season 2 is at number 6. Number 5, New Amsterdam Season 1. That is the best season, so it's not surprising that it's up there. Number 4, Ginny and Georgia Season 1. Number 3, Wednesday Season 1. Still holding its weight in the chart.
Let's just point out, 11 weeks. Still, in its 11th week, 28 million hours viewed.
It's insane how
it's got to be doing big repeat business.
Yeah, it has. People must be rewatching.
Yeah.
But it's crazy the numbers that it's making. I mean, if we go down to the all-time charts, which are here somewhere there, 1.2 billion in its first 28 days. It only lost out to Stranger Things Season 4 by 100 million.
Yeah.
Which it sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's like 1 week's extra.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Wednesday is so successful.
And remember, Stranger Things cheated.
Yes, Stranger Things did cheat. That is very
By
true.
having the 2 blocks.
And their episodes
all
are long.
Really long.
Yeah, the episodes are long.
So, pound for pound,
Wednesday's the most successful British show Netflix have ever put out.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me.
Pretty much, yeah. You can cut it a few ways, obviously, but yeah, pound for pound, it's the. I think you're right. I think it probably is the most successful English language show in Netflix history, which is still gobsmacking to me.
It is, because it's okay. It's no better than okay. It's fine.
But it's got into a zeitgeist, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's you know,
it got into the socials and people
wants to be Wednesday.
People are still watching it 11 weeks later, 28 million. Ginny and Georgia Season 2 is at number 2. That's really popular as well.
Yeah.
And then number 1 is Lockwood & Co. Season 1. I'm going to watch this.
I think I would like to. It's Joe Cornish's new TV show about teenage ghost hunters.
Yes. It keeps popping up, and I've never been quite so sure. Do I watch it? Do I not? Is it for me? Is it not? But I think I'm going to give it a go. I think I might check it out and see what it's like. So I haven't got a TV show on the go at the minute.
Sure.
So I think it's time to give it a go. It's
try
doing
it.
Well. 39 million viewing hours.
I think I will at some point as well.
I think I might try it out. I'll at least watch the first one and see what I think.
So circling back to Louis Theroux's book, he was at school with Adam and Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there you go.
Wow. Interesting. Shall we do a real talk?
Let's do it.
Okay. What was this week's question for real talk, Nick?
Who are or who is your favourite TV or movie family?
Yes. Absolutely. Did we get any answers in the Discord?
This was a suggestion, I believe, by someone.
Smileyton.
Okay.
Smileyton suggested it. We'll credit him for it. And he has also answered it.
Yeah, we have quite a few in the Discord. First off, as he often is, Samuel Holland is nominating a few answers.
Okay.
Couldn't quite decide.
I think it's difficult to pick one for this one.
I have several.
Yeah, I've got a few in my mind. Most of mine have been mentioned in the Discord, to be fair.
He suggests The Goldmans from Friday Night Dinner.
Great shout.
The Simpsons from The Simpsons.
You can't really deny it.
I mean,
The Simpsons hasn't been relevant for 20 years, but you
but
can't really deny that they're a great family.
How can it not be The Simpsons?
Yeah, exactly.
We've got to choose one family.
Exactly.
And The Shipman Wests from Gavin and Stacey.
I think Gavin and Stacey is the most successful show where all the characters are really irritating. Apart from, I think Nessa's really good. I think everybody else in it is really annoying, but I really like it. I love that they're named after serial killers.
Yeah. From movies, he nominates The Browns from Paddington and Paddington 2.
Okay, I've not seen that.
What are you doing with your life?
I know. I should watch them.
Ross Cook is going movies. The Addams Family.
Yeah,
that's the i.e. Raul Julia, Angelica Houston.
I think that'd be up there for me as well. For me,
and the boy.
To be honest. The boy. Pugsley.
No, I know what the character's called, but I went in with actors.
Yeah, I don't know
no
what the
idea
actor's
what that
called.
guy's name is.
No idea. I think they'd be up there for me as well. To be
yeah, I think so. And those movies have, even before all this Wednesday business, they have aged well.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I think
they've been done so much.
They are
well.
appreciated more now, I would say.
Yeah, I think you're right.
For TV, he nominates The Roses, Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, 100%.
All day.
That's the correct answer.
Every day. Yeah, it's tough to disagree with that.
It really is. I think, it's a really tough one.
Smileyton, the suggester of this very topic, has, again, really difficult to say. So I'm going to suggest a few. All mine are a bit old school. The Trotters from Only Fools and Horses.
Again, would be one of mine, I think.
The Harpers from My Family.
Yeah.
And the Bankses.
The Bankses.
From The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. I can't argue with any of these suggestions so far. Are all great movie/TV families. There's a lot more TV families coming through than movies.
Alex in the Discord is going, for TV, The Roses, great shout.
Yeah.
For movies, The Griswolds.
Yeah, again, fantastic shout.
I love, First Vacation, Christmas Vacation. It's a good shout.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I
think you might be right.
I even quite liked the more recent Vacation movie with Ed Helms.
I've not seen that.
But yeah. Wayne in the Discord.
I think you'll find it still like 15 years old now.
Yeah. Wayne in the Discord is going with, hard pressed to have a better choice than The Roses in TV. I will throw in the extended Pritchard family from Modern Family.
Okay, yeah, good shout.
For movies, I'm going to say The Mitchells from The Mitchells versus the Machines, as it's such a fun film. That's a really good shout for a more recent.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but
it's fantastic. It's a really good movie. I got a couple that I threw in there.
Go on.
The Bluths from Arrested Development. Yeah. My families tend to be. I'm glad we didn't say best family because mine are all awful.
It was a deliberate choice.
Yeah.
It's difficult because
I wouldn't want to be in the Bluths, but I enjoy
watching them.
Yeah.
There's not many good families out there. There's a lot of things from broken homes and things like
that. Ross then suggested, which will definitely appeal to a certain number of listeners if you have kids, The Healers, who are the family from Bluey.
Oh, okay. I've heard a lot about Bluey.
Yeah.
I've not seen it, but I've heard a lot about it.
Apparently
it's incredible.
It is incredible. And they are all amazing. The Pars was my other suggestion.
Pars?
From The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah. Good shout. The Incredibles is a great film.
Yeah. It's all about family.
It is. It's a proper family story.
Yeah. So that might be one of mine. Well, it is one of mine, but I don't know if it's the one I would actually choose because I have a couple more to throw in.
Go on.
The Tenenbaums.
Yeah.
All terrible.
Say not good people, but a good family.
And the Dynamites.
Oh, from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be up there for mine as well. Again,
awful.
It's an awful family, but they're all great characters.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure where I'm going with. I might go with the Pars.
Okay.
I think they might be my official choice.
Good shout.
How about you?
I found this really tough. I mean, most of the ones I was thinking have been mentioned already.
Sure.
I think you can't go past the Rose family from Schitt's Creek. I think that as a TV show is all about family, and it's just a great show. I also thought of, I can't remember, the Heck family in The Middle.
Oh, okay.
I love The Middle. I think The Middle's a really underrated sitcom. It went for years as well. They all grew up with it. And that's a show all about family.
Yeah.
And it's a really good show. And I think up there for that. Again, the Trotters from Only Fools and Horses. The Royal Family.
Yeah.
Horrible people, most of them, but a good family unit. Film-wise, though, I'm stumped. I really am. So I think I'm going to go with Leatherface's family from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, what an absolutely heartwarming thought.
If anybody's going to choose it, it's going to be me. I think it has to be the Addams Family. Just as a pure family thing. But as a jokey answer, I'm going with Leatherface's family from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No one was going with no one suggested the Corleones from The Godfather.
No, true. They didn't. That is very true. The Whites from Breaking Bad is a good shout because they're all horrendous people as well.
I don't even think the Whites are Bryan Cranston's best TV family.
Oh, no, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, absolutely. What are they called?
The Malcolms.
Malcolms.
The Middles.
What is this in it? No, I don't. I couldn't tell you. Don't know. Yeah, I think that's my answer.
Yeah.
Good real talk though.
Yeah, very good suggestion.
Thanks for suggesting.
We're always open to suggestions.
Yeah, if you want to suggest a real talk topic, feel free
it our way
to
and we'll add it to the mix.
throw it into the mix. Right, I think we've done a wave.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think we need to go and record what is going to be a very fun movie show, I think.
Yeah, it will be. I want to find it really interesting for reasons why. Come back on Thursday and
we'll find out why Nick's going to really struggle with this one. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Theatre of Fear, aka the Midnight Horror Show. And we'll come back on Thursday for that.
cheers.
Bye.